Okay, we are live and we're back. Today is Monday, May 4th, almost May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Today is May 4th, 2026, and we are back with the Quarter to a Million podcast. Remember, this is just us documenting our journey going from $250 up to $1 million by learning Forex. I didn't say teaching or knowing, but learning. So we're sharing with you, but we're not making recommendations to you. We're not, don't take this as financial advice. Take this as watching three guys learning an awesome skill. So with that, Mike, let's jump over to you because you just pulled up Forex Factory.
Yep.
And so it looks like you're ready to hit the news.
Yep. So just starting off like we always do. Quick fundamental check before we get going. You see Euro USD again, focused on Euro and USD for me. So Euro, we see some positive news. Again, yellow folder, so not dramatic impact, but yellow folder, positive news, neutral, positive, dollar, positive. So all these are positive for the Euro. Okay, again, yellow folder, so minimal impact. And then we have a positive for the dollar, okay, on factory orders month over month. That just happened literally 19 minutes ago. So again, that can impact the euro, which I was actually in a pretty solid win. And honestly, that did impact things slightly. So I just got out because I just wanted to take my win and I'll just come back in it later. But nice and easy. It's just nice to be aware of. Head over here to FinViz, and you see a lot of talk about Strait of Hormuz again.
Mm-hmm.
And so what does that do? We know that creates more volatility. We know that causes oils to rise. That we just know that this is the standard things that we see happen when there's concerns about what's going on over in Iran. Not that there isn't concern, but there's times where the market is a lot more emotional. Right now, it's probably about 70% emotional, not knowing what's going on, maybe even 66. But it's right in that range. It's definitely more emotional than it was at the end of last week. Confidence is down because they're not sure what's going on with the peace talks, etc. So again, something we have to watch. I did see an interesting post over here off to the right a minute ago that there is concerns over summer volatility, that summer still looks like a very risky time of year at this point in time in terms of the market. So just forecasting, it's just an interesting thing to watch because like we've talked about before, if you can trade through these volatile times, that once things settle, which they will, like just it's going to be happy times. So just if you can handle this, you can handle pretty much anything. But needless to say, just being aware. So that's the important thing. When I move off of here, I go over to gold. But I'll tell you this: the first thing I do now, every single day when I get in here, is I just look at oil. The very first thing, to see how big of that concern and that news that I just saw over in FinViz, how is that actually impacting things? Oil was up to 105 earlier today. 107 even.
107.47. Yeah.
At 6 a.m. So that's when people were, and as you can see, that concern is easing right now.
Yeah.
And or if you follow the news, you can see, wrong one. You can see how the news is. So there was concerns over this, and then they said Iran said we struck a U.S. ship. The U.S. said no, they never did strike a ship. And Trump's like, don't worry, we're going to guide ships through the strait. And then people are like, well, how are you going to guide stuff through the strait? So there's all this back and forth going on, and that is having that big impact. But needless to say, you can see that overall it's down to 101.
Yeah.
Okay, so people are getting a little bit more comfortable or do have more emotional confidence or emotional security in what they're seeing at this minute. And I stress at this minute. So I go, it is changing minute by minute.
It is.
I went to gold and I got in on this morning. So this is on my 1 hour. So I marked up my charts. This was because today is the first of the month. I had to go back and do my 2 weeks. Okay, and we've talked about that before, but I started my RSI and I mark up my last 2 weeks worth of information. As you can see between these two vertical lines, these two. From April 15th to April 30th / May 1st. I mean, that's pretty much where I went through and I marked my highs and lows. And I do my daily high, my daily low for the RSI, and then I mark it up here as well. As you can see, I have an RSI daily, my low above the 50% line. I have my daily high above 50, and I have my daily low below 50. Then I look at my RSI, my 4-hour 2-week low, and my 4-hour 2-week high. Sometimes they match, and when they do, that goes yellow. They don't quite match. They're slightly off this during the last 2 weeks. So again, they're very similar, but because I was in there early this morning, which is a major benefit, by the way, having this stuff done, because there was a nice little win I took right here. Took it up to about here. I got in just before this call, which was great because Einstein called it about 30 seconds after I got in. And I love it when that happens. I did notice, just for us using Einstein, that my alerts over here are on point and timely. The arrow is showing up when after it hits like TP1. So the arrow is delayed on the screen, but over here the alerts are active and they were current. So that was just a good thing to observe, because that had been a little bit delayed. Yeah. So needless to say, I trust the alert over the arrow is what I'm getting at.
Got it.
In terms of the faster you see it.
Speaking about Einstein, so we didn't have coffee and charts this morning with Donnie Pips. Donnie has been on the chat, on the Build Encore chat, talking about some Einstein calls that are being made right now, that even though he's in the hospital having a minor surgery today, he's still talking about to his students.
Yep. Which chat is that? I want to pull that one up right now, actually.
Encore.
Is that on WhatsApp?
It's on the Build Encore. No. Yes, WhatsApp.
Yes, in WhatsApp.
Yes, in WhatsApp.
Okay. So not Build Community. Sorry. Got it. Wow, I had a lot of stuff in there. So which one? I was in that 1 hour Einstein buy. I didn't even see. Yeah, I got $76 on that, and then I jumped back in because I meant to change my TP, because I was going up to TP3 from TP2 and then watching it.
Yeah.
And I had something happening on Einstein on my second screen, and I accidentally closed out the trade. So still good with like $76 thereabout, but and then I said I jumped back in, took it up for like $10, and then got out. It went up to 25.30, and then started to turn around, and I'm like, I'm good with a $10 win here. Let's get out. Yep. So that was plus 85. I do want to show you one thing that I did that I was wrong on, but just part of the learning process. But figured I'd share it because I'd be curious how you guys would have seen this. So if I go back to right here, start new. Right here. See if we can do this slower. I don't know if I can. Is there a way to slow? There we go.
There you go.
Okay, so that happened. And then it started to come back.
Yeah.
This is good. Yep. So this is, yep.
So what were you asking us? What were you asking us?
I'm not quite there yet.
Okay.
It's on its way in 1 second.
I'll be patient.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to actually just pull it and show you right now rather than waste more time. All right. So I was in on this, like I said, took it up to about here. I was taking it up to here to TP2. That was my goal. And then I wanted to see if it was going to go all the way up, but it didn't. So I got out right around TP, just below TP2, right around here. So at first I accidentally got out around here. That was the mess up that I did, where I clicked close rather than change. I thought I was modifying my TP, but I clicked it before I was done with the modification. So just bonehead move by me by trying to do too much at one time. Anyway, I jumped back in, took it up to here, and then took it as it came back down a little bit. So Did well. Now, right here, you notice something had happened right here.
Mm-hmm.
The 20 drop below to 66, 200's up here above, and the 10's below. So this is a true E3 cross,
Yeah.
right? So this was on its way here, and I waited to see what it did. And this is also right here. This is the daily support line from the previous candle, this line right here. So you have structure in a demand zone that it hasn't broke pretty much consistently, or it hasn't closed below.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the daily support line, and then you have this demand zone behind it, which again is held pretty true. So this came in, and I was watching this candle right here, and it came down. This candle slightly started up, and then started to come down. So
Yeah.
once it hit about right here, once it went through this line, I said, that's it. I'm going to take the sell because I'm going to trust the E3 cross. I'm going to try to take it down to the back wall or to the 50 and then get out. Started down. I was looking good. And then it's like, nope. And it turned around and went right back up. So I lost like $30 on that. But bottom line is I set a small stop loss because on this one, I knew that it could turn around because if you look at the structure off to the side here, we kind of see that it's been holding and bouncing back up. The only reason is I saw that it was holding, but I also saw the E3 cross. So I gave more weight to this plus the trend. And rather than trade against the trend, because this trend is pretty consistent.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's been bearish for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, for hours and hours.
Now, the one thing I didn't do that I probably should have done, now, like hindsight's always 20/20, is, well, first of all, look at this right here.
Yeah.
If this goes through the 50, I'm taking the buy because that is straight through the roof.
Yeah, there's a ton of upside.
Yep, it went through.
But if you drop down to say the 15 is pointing up on the RSI.
Yep.
Go to the 5, and that's right now pointing up. The 3 is pointing up.
Yep.
The 30, so they're all pointing up right now.
Yep.
Which leads me to believe that that is going to be a decent buy.
Yep.
Just because you've got the upside, but it is getting stuck at the 10.
Yep.
And on the 1 hour I'm referring to.
Correct. And that's what I wanted to see, but now it seems like it's slightly pushing through it. Let's see
Yeah.
what it does. I mean, I'm looking to take it up to the 66. I mean, let's see what it does. I mean, the 20 really hasn't been, the 20 kind of held. 66 hasn't really, actually. 66 recently has been kind of ignored. You have it right here, bouncing off it and bouncing off it, but 20's carried a little bit more weight. But I'm up $14 in that right now.
Nice.
The question is, do I want to take it up to here? I have not set a take profit yet.
Right.
So I've got to take profit on it at the 66, just a hair below the 66.
Okay.
As of this moment, and I am in profit.
Yeah, I'm moving this into my profit zone right now, even slightly above. So no matter what, I can't lose. I just did that. It's one of my favorite things to do now. Once it gets over $20, just move it slightly above. So my worst case scenario is like a $5 win, and we're good.
There you go. Yeah, love it when that happens.
Yeah, I've been more active today just because I had everything prepared earlier in the morning. I made sure that I got up earlier and set everything earlier, which is what I've been talking about doing, but I actually made sure that it happened today on the schedule that I wanted it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And yeah, I'm also gonna I don't think that 1 a.m. thing, unless I happen to wake up, I'm going to be doing that often. I just was like, that's stupid. That's just a pattern interrupt that you're not looking to add to your life right now.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a good idea.
Yep. Pattern
Can't say
interrupts
I've
are
never done
important.
it, but you know.
Yeah. Yep. I have also prioritized sleep for the first time in my life in like the past year. So
I've been working on that. That's been a big one for me.
yeah.
And it matters.
Yep.
You know what? Triple that. I've been getting more hours at night.
Yeah. I mean, from a rejuvenation perspective too, again, I've just had my knee's been killing me lately, and it's been getting better and better. But bottom line is, I was like, "Are you doing everything you can be doing to make sure you're staying healthy?" No. Okay, we'll fix that. Your
Mhm.
answer is immediately no, then that's a problem. But yeah, on this one right here, so you set it at the 66. All right, let me just see it right here. Let me set my TP.
Yeah, just
Oh,
below
you know
the
what?
66.
Yep.
My TP is at 45.96.26.
Okay.
And that'll be a $35.52 profit for me when I hit that.
Okay.
My stop loss is pretty low though. My stop loss, I pushed it down probably a little too far right now, because I'm at 45.29.
Okay.
So, but it was literally I'm just getting it out of the way.
Yeah, I just hit my stop loss and I got my $4 win.
There you go.
So
Yeah,
I'm still gonna.
drop. I'm down 7 right now.
Yep. So I still am probably gonna jump back in. I'm just looking for a little bit more of a pullback.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
still like this a lot.
I agree, definitely. You know, I'm in. I'll stay in for a bit, but I don't. I think it'll turn in time.
Yep. Let's see if I can get a pullback to 45.75, 150 is what I'm looking for. Ideally, I don't think it's going to pull back that far, but that would be my ideal jump back in.
Yeah. So while we're here, though, let's take a look over at Euro USD.
Yes, let's do that.
So we've got two things that we really like to be trading in. We are, and it's funny because one of the first things I look at every single time I log in is oil. So we're definitely thinking the same because it's
Yep.
you know, and when there's fresh news in one way or the other, it's moving it, and then because it's all emotional, and then it starts to settle,
Right.
right?
Which is
And
like anything.
right, exactly. But that just tells
You
you
hear
how
something, everyone's like, "Wait, what? And then it's like, "Oh, okay."
that just says how emotional the market really is,
Yep.
you know? And it's like, so the good thing is to what we just talked about, right? We know that the market is emotional. We know it's going to be emotional. But if you take a trade and you know that that news is going to settle and the trade's going in the wrong direction, but you know
Yep.
that it just needs a few minutes for that news to settle with people, then you can take a little bit larger loss initially. Not that you want to do that. I actually, quite frankly, it'd be great to. I think a better bet would be to when news comes out on something like that you know is going to affect, let's say, gold or oil or whatever. We should take that, like watch that dive,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then when we think it's close to settling, that's when we should go in the other direction.
Yep.
You know, but because timing matters. You know, when you enter the market and when you exit the market, that's how you make your money. It's on both sides. And if you enter at the wrong time, I've entered at the wrong time so many times, and I get taken out, or
Yep.
I jump out because it's just too big of a loss.
Yep. I got
Right.
in on this sell and this buy today. So I'm up.
Nice.
Yeah. I took them both and I got out hit my TP2 right here.
Yeah.
I got out at my TP2. And on this one, I took it from about here and I took it just down to the front wall and I hit it.
Beautiful.
So my Euro USD, I'm 2 for 2 today. Gold, I am 3 for 5.
Now I have to ask, because you and I were on the phone, actually in a web meeting covering some other stuff completely unrelated to this.
Yep.
On Friday
Yep.
at 4:58, and you went to get out of a trade at 4:58.
Yep.
And I didn't follow that trade afterwards. I was just hoping that you were going to be good because you thought it was on your clock, it was 4:58, and quite frankly, on my clock, it was as well. But on GNT's clock, I don't think it was 4:58, was it?
Nope, wouldn't let me get out of the trade. It's like the first time I clicked it was actually 457, the very first click I did, and then a split second later it turned to 458, and I clicked it again, and it wouldn't let me get out of the trade. It said market closed. So just as a buffer, I have a 5-minute rule now. I'm getting out the absolute latest 5 minutes in advance. Now
That's good to know. Yep.
this is also something I believe I mentioned that it happened in a similar vein, but not. But that time it was more ignorant. I thought I had till 5, and I did it at like 1 minute before. But it's my first time realizing like 3 minutes before still isn't adequate. So, and my clocks, by the way, are like Navy synced. So it's not like my clocks are off. I'm anal on time. So
Well,
my time is accurate, and it just so something's off there, and that's fine. If that's their time, that's the time I have to go by because it's their system, their rules. So what happened? All right. So if we see me over here, I got in on his buy, and market ended, and I planned on my TP was around here, and I realized that it was only right here, and nothing had happened. So the good, the bad, and the ugly is I didn't get washed out. I didn't go down here, and I didn't lose my $100. I said to Dawn on that because I was nervous about a few things. I have an account that I had moved stuff into an account with only $100. So even if anything happened in the day and I messed up, my worst case scenario was lose $100. But that didn't happen. It actually went up as expected when the market opened, and I was
a huge gap, I might add.
Yeah, nice little gap right here. So that was a solid. That was actually, hold on 1 second. Let me go to gold because I'm looking at euro. That was a gold trade I was in on. So I want to make sure I'm being accurate with what I'm sharing here. Okay, so we were down here. Okay, and I was getting in on a buy to go up. And as we were getting in on the buy to go up, the market closed. So when the market opened, right here, hold on, Friday, right there. Okay, so we got in on it again, same thing. It went up, and I was out to dinner with my family and came home and had a couple of things that I was focused on, and did not have had my volume off, so I did not hear my alert, and I was like, "Oh crap!" And then it got out right here, so I ended up getting a $30 loss, like a $24 loss, rather than like a $50 win.
Got it.
And that's why, again, too, it was partial ignorance on my side, and I just got to be better. It's quite simple.
Well,
I just need to be better.
And I'm wondering, you press the sell button 3 minutes before and 2 minutes before, but what if? And I don't know because I don't know the answer here, so that's why I'm asking. What if it isn't a matter of clocks being off? What if there were just no sellers in the market at the time? Like,
no, sorry, I was already in on a sell.
Okay, so
I was trying to close it. I was trying to close out the trade because I up like $2 in the time of day. So I was just trying to close it rather than have a potential loss over the weekend.
Yep.
Because I don't like to carry Friday night into Sunday night unless it's something that I think is going to spike. I've only done that once. Intentionally. I've done it twice unintentionally, once intentionally. The unintentionals have both resulted in a loss, although this one would have been a win if I was quick on the draw at 6 p.m. And the other one I did intentionally did work because I just saw a major trend going up, and that's back from like November. Donnie was talking about how he thought it was going to be going up for like the next 5 days or something, for the next week or so. He's like, I don't see this not going up for a while right now. Just going to have a steady climb. And I was like, okay, well, we'll stay in over the weekend. And it did continue up. But that was euro, so it was like mini wins, but still was a win.
Yeah, definitely.
I also missed a engulfing candle this morning on euro. I want to say, yep, right here. Yeah. So I had this trade that I was in, and then I jumped back over to gold. And even though I have 2 screens up, this was an easy win because an engulfing candle, it doesn't create a demand zone. So the way that, according to Donnie, we're going to look to trade this is we're looking for it to go, sorry. Either 50% right here of the previous candle, or I'll often do this too, 50% of the current candle. The candle that just closed, the engulfing candle.
Yep.
Look for a pullback, and it should be right at about the 50 here. I don't care if it's a little bit higher, but if you look at that and I zoom in, it pulled back to just about the 50.
Yeah.
Right.
And pull that down a little bit. Yep. So it pulled back to just about the 50 and then shot up. So on this one, I probably would have just missed it because I would have had my buy limit set to the 50. But looking at it, if I saw it come down to here and start moving up, I mean, sometimes I'll jump in on it too if I think it's. But the other concern I would have had here is look at all the resistance. So, I mean, it's clear you're going to take it right up to about here, to about the 10, because you have front wall, the supply zone, you have the 66 and the 10 within the supply zone. So this is a very strong resistance.
Yeah.
You have three strong confirmations that something's likely going to turn around. But
yeah.
How's your gold trade doing? I want to bump back over there for 2 seconds.
I am down about $8 right now.
Yeah, it's just consolidating, just sitting there right now.
Yep.
14 minutes left in the candle.
Yeah, I'm just sitting on it.
Yep. See if you can pull back. Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's still pointing straight up.
Yeah. That is. What about the 15?
Interesting. The 30 is right at the RSI above 50. The 15 starting to level out a little at the 4 hour high.
Yeah.
At the 2 week high, and the 5 is still up, but not on the same level it was before.
No, but that's when the 5 is up or down. I mean, I use that and I'm like, all right, well, that's a momentary lapse of reason. Sometimes it's like, it's a moment in time, but we're going to see candles going up and down. We're going to see, the RSI going up and down, especially in the lower time frames. So, but when I go through and I see all the others are still up, I'm like, okay, the trend is still up. And so I'm on it right now. I mean, I'm down, well, $9.78 just a second ago. So, but I definitely think it's going to go back up. It's at least going to hit that front wall.
Up here, yeah. And also,
I'm sorry. Oh my golly, this is a different one that I've got to move. Hold on here. Yeah, no, I think because we've got the 20 and the 66 like right there.
Yep. Go to the 4. I'm just looking at the other time frames here on gold just so I can peek.
Yeah.
A few hours going up, and that's a nice little trend. I like that movement on the 2. I like the movement up, the way that looks.
Yeah.
What about the 4? Same. So we're coming down here. I mean, I like that turning around and coming up.
Yep. I agree.
On the 4, we do have to get through Jerome in the 50, though.
Yeah, but it's on the 4, it's much more lagging as well.
Yep. And the daily's still heading down. But we could see there was strong bullish movement anyway. We could see that. So that's not a surprise right there.
Mhm.
But the daily's right hitting Jerome right now too. We were waiting for that to actually come down and hit. That's actually hit. If you can see, they're only separated by 15, by 0.15, 15 basis.
Yeah.
So
Well, it is definitely interesting. I mean, it's, I'm watching it, and like I said, I've got a pretty substantial stop loss.
yep.
And I'm willing to take that risk because I firmly believe it's going up.
Yep.
And kind of like, you've talked in the past about um, when you've got a good size account, you got $1,000 account or more, you can take those losses
Yeah.
a little bit longer, right? Go into a deeper loss knowing that you're going to have that turnaround. Not that you want to do it, don't get me wrong, but you have the ability to stomach it.
Yeah.
And
You're doing a longer term play.
yeah, it really is. So,
And that's one of the things. Sorry, go say what you're saying.
No, I was just gonna say, and that's where I am.
Yeah. And one of the things I've tried to do right now is playing with this $100 account is like I will put my stop loss. I'll just take a look at structure and just make a call on where I think it's going to go, like where I'm comfortable with it going back to and what the size of the loss is.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually saying, oh, I only want to lose $20. I'm like, no, I think if it pulls back to this point, well, yeah, that's a little bit premature than what I'd like to do if this was a bigger account, but it's not. So I'm comfortable if it does turn around that direction. Okay. If it goes the other way, great.
Yeah.
And because of that, I said I'm 3 for 5 and up like it ends up being up like $20 after because I had the one loss earlier and then that one additional one, and then I just had that short $5 win earlier today.
Yep. Nice.
But like right here too, I mean, you see right here it turned around twice. We're right there right now.
Mhm.
Turned around twice in the other direction here. So unless it pulls back down to here, which I mean it could, but I think it's probably going to turn around, just continue up right here.
Yep. I do
Back to
too.
the one. Let's see. And this line's been holding solid too. This daily support line in the previous candle. And that line's just below the back wall.
Yep. My stop loss is well below that. So
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the pullback right now. I got out with that short win, and it just because it was fluctuating back and forth. Now I was just waiting for a pullback, and then I'll jump back in.
yep. Yeah, I'm amazed I can't pull out and then do that, but I will. I'm just gonna ride it out, like I said.
Yep. I will say this. I've made 4 smart trades today. And one of them, that one that was a loss, I'm still confident in why I did it. It just didn't work in my favor.
Mhm.
But I did make one, not emotional, but one observational trade. And I'm general observational trades, probably about like 33% wins, 66% loss. So I need to stop doing that.
You said not emotional, but observational. So define.
Yeah. So on gold, I was in here, and I'm going to zoom in on this. This came up, as I talked about before, and I got out here. And then the next candle started, and it started to go up right here. Now, I knew that if it starts up, it's often going to turn around and go back down. So it typically goes the opposite direction. It doesn't stay there. But it started to go, and then it bounced up to here like really quick. So I was like, okay, just quickly take it to TP2, then get out. So it's me just observing that it just hit here. It had just pulled back. It started to spike up, and I just jumped in quickly to quickly ride it up to TP2 and take what's that, like 80 to like a 35 pip win.
Yeah.
But I was doing it at 0.05. So I'm like, all right, this would be a decent little just quick grab here. But I didn't do what I normally, like I didn't look for multiple confirmations. I literally just looked at it and said, "Oh, I think it's going to do this quickly," and go there, and then I can just get back out and
Yep.
start it up to right here. Never hit my TP, and then just fell down, and ended up being like a $25 loss. As I had my stop loss right here at the back wall,
Yep.
and it went below the back wall. So I mean, that was a good call for me to get out at that point.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but it was just like we all have our Donnie talks about our trading plan and sticking to our plan. That was not part of my plan. And I knew better, but I'm like, I don't know. I was just me being me and should have just waited for at least 2 to 3 confirmation before jumping in, because I didn't have it on that. It was purely observational. But it wasn't emotional. Like I wasn't like, oh, I got to get in, or oh, it's already moving, I got to FOMO this. I just was like, okay, well, this is going to do this. All right, well, looking at this, and this line right around here is held pretty decent, where it's not really going above it for the last 1-2 candles. This one held just below. This one just hit it. I mean, the one after it hit it too.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'm like, this line, there's a good chance this one just didn't hit it.
Right. Yeah. So no, I'm watching. It would have been nice if I had waited until it came down here, but I was looking at where it was and saying, okay, no, it's going to break through that 10, and it's going to go up.
I got in at that point too. I just the difference was once I went up $20, I just moved my stop loss into a positive range.
Yeah,
that was the only thing.
Yeah, which I've been known to do quite a bit. I did not do that here.
Yep.
But
But again, too, I think you're probably going to make out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right now I'm down 15, but it'll be, like I said, I definitely think it's going up. So, but now I'm watching oil. So oil's at 102.55 right now, 102.57 in that range, and today is going to be a big day, I think, because there's either going to be multiple ships going through or not.
2 U.S. flagships just went through.
Just went through?
Yep.
I mean, what kind of ships? Oil tankers?
I don't know. I don't know that answer yet. I just saw a news blip pop up and said 2 U.S. flagships. I also have to see who said that.
Yeah.
On a news point, I have a niece who's 35, husband the same age, and he's been on standby to be deployed. He's a major in the Airborne Rangers, and his unit half his unit went over 2 weeks ago, and he was on the plane and got pulled off because the general of his whatever his total unit is uses him for a lot of planning, and the major that was doing it, he didn't meet his expectations, so they pulled him off the plane 2 weeks ago, and he was still here.
Wow.
But he went out Thursday, and his unit's the first one in. Because of his position now, he probably won't be jumping. But if he had gone 2 weeks ago, he might be. He typically would be jumping out with his men that are under him.
Wow.
He may not now. But the point I'm making is that he was deployed.
Yeah.
I mean, before anybody goes in, this unit goes in first. So that wasn't a good sign.
Right.
Yeah, I
It's
think
not
it's
a good sign. Yeah.
I think we're going to see more show of force at some point, but I don't think we're going to hit streets. I really don't. But I'm not the one calling the shots. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just my gut. Hey, listen, there is one thing I do want to say that I want to make sure everybody was aware of this. One of the things we've talked to you all about on this is if you're looking to get into trading, first of all, you can join us in our quest. Go to q2am.com and join us there. Just fill out the form, and it's really simple. We'll get back to you as soon as we're able to do so. But one of the new things we just released on Saturday is, and it's actually supposed to open up officially today, but for those of you looking to say, how can I get the funds to trade? I don't have the extra cash right now to do that. Well, if you know somebody that's considering buying a house right now, they're in the market, especially in the key states in New England where we are, reach out to us, because we just opened up a program where we can do 100% financing on the house. Now we don't do the financing; it's through a bank, okay? But once they get to closing, right after that, funds are paid out, which would fund your trading account. And where does the money come from? Well, it comes from their house going solar, because a solar package was included in that mortgage. So it's 100% financing. Somebody buys a house and they eliminate their electric bill all in one shot. All right. And the solar gets installed right after they close on the house. So, or shortly after, I should say. So it's really, really a remarkable program, and it could fund your trading account if you have somebody that you wanted to refer like that. So just want to make sure you all knew. Don't hesitate on that. I am not liking it's. I'm looking at the goal. I'm like, what is this, trying to test my stop loss or what? So,
Yep.
But I'm good. The candle broke, and we usually see it go down a little bit and then it'll go back up. So I am counting on that. So again, when I look at some of these things on the screen, it's like it gives you pause for just a moment, you know? So,
Yep.
but I want to make sure everybody knew about that, because we can help fund those trading accounts if you're looking to do that. All right. So you could actually go and start to trade, get into the quest, do all of this with no money out of your regular pocket, but just with a couple of, 1 or 2 referrals, and you're covered. So really powerful stuff, folks. And definitely take advantage of that. Reach out to us. So any closing comments, guys? We are at 11. See, it's turning. Told you.
Yeah, I got in at that back wall.
Yeah.
Yep, right there. Yeah, I just wanted that wall to hold, and then the rest will be history.
Yep.
If not, then well, I take a little mini bath.
Well, our next day is Wednesday, and we'll go and show what happened.
Indeed.
Yeah. No, it's good to, but again, like right now, just learn to trade the market right now during volatile times, so you can, when things settle down, you can kill it. It's again, as I said, end of June, I can't wait to see where I am right now in May. I've said that multiple times. I am pretty damn confident that I will be not easily, but fairly consistently able to take something from 250 to 1,000, that first step, with relative ease by the end of June, if not even higher. But I'm pretty confident right now I can do that over the course of like a week or two, but I think I'll be able to start doing that within a week or a few days.
Nice.
So if I can do that consistently, then that's just great. If I can 4x that, then that's pretty fantastic.
Oh yeah. I'm not quite at that comfort level just yet, or confidence level just yet. But you know what? I'm learning. I'm getting there. So
the wins are there. Just have to minimize the losses.
There you go.
What we have here at Build Network and our Build Academy and our Omni Trade the World app, and with Donnie Pip, our Forex trainer, the ability to learn Forex you'll get. Like I've said this before, if you've reached the education level that the three of us have and you've graduated kindergarten, you can learn this. And the best thing about it, if you want to learn money online, you don't have to sell a product. You don't have to sell anybody. You don't have to recruit anybody. You don't have to figure out how to do TikTok, Shop, Spotify, any of the algorithms for, Meta. It's just you. control your own future. That's the
Mhm.
beauty.
Well, very well said. You know,
Yep.
I look at this like after hearing what you just said there, Stephen, I relate this to learning my multiplication tables in 3rd and 4th grade. I don't know
Yeah.
about y'all, but
Yes.
I remember that. So, all right. Well, thank you all. We will be back, like Stephen said, on Wednesday, approximately 10:15 a.m. Eastern time. And you all have a fantastic day and get into profit